anything like me and are wondering, hey, what was your first hunt like? You got a home here. Welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Appreciate you hanging out with us. A little late off the jump again because, well, come on, y'all. It's me. It just is what it is. It's just me. I couldn't give lighting right. The lights were all off, and I realized I had an overhead light on, like an idiot, just like the room light was on. So there we go. I did promise you a bonus FAFO video that I have not delivered on yet, and I'll wait till everybody gets around, and maybe we'll do it at the end of the program, or we can do it if the story continues. We will do it tomorrow as well. So I was supposed to be today out at Mesquite Wildlife Oasis, which is one of the coolest things in the world. It is a program from Wildlife for Tomorrow that takes West Valley kids, elementary K through 12 kids. Actually, well, it's really K through, 6, 7, that kind of thing. Kids, and takes them out to Mesquite Wildlife Oasis in the way West Valley. And they get to just learn about aquatic insects. They get to see wildlife. They get to learn about shelter building. They get to learn about a bunch of cool things. And it's put on by Queen Bee. So obviously I'm a huge advocate and supporter of that. I was supposed to be out there today, but just, like my father always said, God rest his soul. He said, life happens when you're making other plans. So a lot of stuff going on, but I'm here with you, and that's exciting. And that is a heck of a lot more fun to me. I ain't gonna lie to you. As much as I love being out there, I love hanging out with you guys. So I did ask you last week if you wanted to hear the story. And I got a lot of it's your show. You're going to do what you want to do. But if you wanted to hear the story of Brennan, Ronald Sabinet, if you guys want to hear the story of my first hunt, because I did not grow up hunting. I didn't grow up hunting. I was a Southern California kid. I did a lot of fishing. I thank you for using Dad's quote there. That's my father. If you want to hear the difference, my father was my birth father. My stepdad raised me since I was about 3 or 4 years old. So I call him Dad. Father, if I refer to as father, that's Larry. He God rest his soul as well. Both of them passed years and years ago. So anyway, I know Mom was not into really older dudes. Mom, they actually both. My stepdad died at age 56. My father died at age 56. Both of them. Yeah. So I'm tickling 50 right now going, come on, let's break this cycle. Right. Anyway, I didn't grow up doing it. And I grew up fishing quite a bit just on my own. I went out with my grandpa a couple times, went out hunting with my grandpa a couple times, made bird hunting stuff. I never hit anything. And indeed, Rhonda, they were young, but I really didn't get into the outdoors. Like I have to be outdoors until I went on my first saltwater fishing trip, my first overnight deep sea fishing trip. And I swore to myself, this is the industry you will be in, dude, until the day you die. I wanted to have a fishing charter. I wanted to have a dive charter. I wanted to do all that stuff. And then I realized what a bloody grind having a fishing charter and a dive charter is. And then I got into radio. Go figure. But I knew I wanted to be outside. And the fact that I get to have an outdoor show is pretty dang exciting. So here's what happened. Mid-20s, I was invited after that trip. I was invited to my former in-laws' place in north central Missouri. It's called Green City. They have 500 acres. Yes. Okay. 500 acres. Said, come on out for Thanksgiving. You can go deer hunting. And I'm like, well, that sounds rad. I want to do that. So I think, okay, got to have camo. I got a firearm. Check. Well, they said they had one there for me to use. And I said, great, I'll use that. And then, and now I got to get some camo. I got to look the part, if nothing else. So Southern California, Huntington Beach, Southern California. And I appreciate you, Brendan. Thank you. The radio path worked out well for us. I think it did. I think we get to hang out. It was so much better. Although something tells me fate might have had y'all on my boat. Just saying. I'm not going to Lost or Gilligan's Island or anything, but I think we would have had fun. Anyway, so Huntington Beach, there's a Turner's outdoors. So I go there, nothing. Walmart, go there. Any camo? Nada. Can you guys imagine? Think to yourself right now. Can you imagine a Walmart in your hood that didn't have something camo? Right. Yeah. Nothing. So dibs on the Gilligan roll, dude. You're already there, bro. You are already there. Anyway, so the that's Brendan, by the way. So I look around, can't find any camo. So I find that there's a Bass Pro Shop in Rancho Dam Cucamonga. You all understand LA traffic. That is basically a 2-hour drive to get out there. And I'm thinking, no. Ended up at Old Navy, hand to God. Ended up at Old Navy, had camo pants. I'm like, cool. And it's like the designer weirdo camo pants, not like camo, not like Realtree breakup. I mean, Mossy Oak breakup, a Realtree AP, nothing like that. And so I get those pants. That's what I'm going to hunt in. And I had a green shirt, so I'm going to hunt in. And I had a brown jacket. That's what I'm going to hunt in. There we go. Geared up and ready to roll. Ready to rock it. Ready to get, yeah. So I get there. And we can have the Marianne Ginger debate some other time. I can't wait to do that. But we'll wait till Grizz gets around and then we'll do the Marianne Ginger debate because then it'll go completely off the rails. So I get to Missouri. It is like da 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 da. It's just beautiful, stunning, gorgeous place. And keep in mind, spoiler alert: this story ends with PETA. So this is my first hunt. So I get into the farmhouse and everybody's rolling, milling around doing everybody's getting there for Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Nobody cares about hunting. So I'm like, that's all I care about. Almost the only reason why I went. And so I said, I asked my ex-father-in-law, I said, we ready to go hunting? What are we going to do here? I'd really like to get going and get on to hunting. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. The rifle's over there. I think we sighted in. I don't know. The rifle's over there. Does anyone want to take Miguel out here? Does anybody want to take him out hunting? His brother said, yeah, I'll take him. So I'm just like, okay, cool. Don't care if anybody's bummed out they have to take me or not. I'm going hunting. Let's go. So I grab the rifle, jacket, ready to go, do spray down, all that stuff, spray down. Yeah. And so need a camo and a pinch. Just get some normal pants. Very dirty. Yeah, that's a good call there too, Brendan. So I asked, his name is John. And I asked John, I said, why aren't you getting a rifle? He goes, if you shoot a deer, you'll see why I'm going to get a rifle. Like, these people don't care. It's nothing to them. Deer hunting is zero to them. They've done it their whole life. It's like taking out the garbage. And so I'm like, okay, dude. He's like, okay, fine. I'll grab a rifle. See if there's anything out there. I'll grab a rifle. So he grabs a rifle. We got a stack of tags, by the way, 5 doe tags. I'm like, okay, 5 doe and a buck tag. I'm like, holy, this is awesome. And I didn't know how cool that was at the time. So we go out. He's like, we're going to the tubes. Like, the hell? Whatever, dude. We're going to the tubes. So go out to the spot in this beautiful meadow. This beautiful, gorgeous meadow. And there's these big, giant metal tubes. And he's like, all right, we'll sit here and we'll wait. I'm like, shut up. Are you serious? We just sit and wait? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. I guess we're going to sit and wait. And so I start asking questions. Shh. Shh. So what if, shh. So is there any? Okay, whatever. And so I'm like, I whisper over to him. We had to have been there probably 20 minutes. It seemed like an hour and a half. My butt is frozen. It's 14 degrees outside. My butt is frozen on metal tubes. I'm like, dude, I gotta stand up. And so I stand up. And he goes, I'll stand up too. He stands up and says, deer. And I look over and I see this rack just growing over this hill, coming right towards us. And it's got to be a 25 by 25 point rack in my mind. It was probably a 4x4. It's probably an 8-point. Looked like the biggest thing. It looked like a damn moose, if you asked me at the time. I had never seen a deer in my life. First deer I ever saw in my life. Coming over. This thing gets over the hill just to the other side. Perfect shot, turns broadside at 75, 80 yards. Turns broadside. And I'm just staring at it. My chin is just on the floor. I'm like, whoa, that's so cool looking. Then I hear, are you going to shoot it? And I'm like, oh, because I thought he saw it. So that was his deer. So I was just waiting for him to shoot it. I was like, this is awesome. I'll be a part of this. I didn't nothing. I just pulled up on this thing, shot like grandpa shot me. When the crosshairs are there, pull the damn trigger, kid. You're going to be good. Whoop, bam. Clean miss. And this thing starts bounding like Pepe Le Pew. Big giant tail, no, just boom, boom, boing, 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 boing. And I'm thinking, whoa, that's really cool looking. I guess I didn't hit it, but damn, that's really cool looking. So buck fever, bro. I didn't even think this was buck fever. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't know what to get into prone position, what kind of position. I had no idea. I'm like, okay, just put the rifle up there and shoot the damn thing. I pulled the trigger. You know what? I didn't freeze up. Let me tell you, I took a shot. This mother bleeping deer bounced like 20 yards. What does it do? Y'all know exactly. Any hunter knows exactly what this damn thing does. It turns broadside again and just stares at me. I take another shot. I think I hit the thing. It's gone. I think I hit the thing. And I'm telling John, I'm like, hey, dude, I got this. I did. I got it. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, no. You see the way it jumped? I watched the videos. Dude, I'm telling you, I got it. No, you didn't. I said, all right, I'm going to go check it out. It was like sun was going down. He was like, okay, I'm going to go and eat dinner. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go check this thing out. And I was just looking around with my flashlight, no blood. I didn't hit the damn thing. I didn't hit the thing at all. But I come in there. So I get into the house. I'm not kidding. Maybe one of the reasons why he's my ex-father-in-law. He goes, oh, you use the 270, right? I said, yeah. He said, yeah, we haven't sighted that thing in years. He goes, I just hold that thing about 2 inches low and left. Thanks. Yeah, I probably should have told you that before you went out. Maybe it would have been a good thing to have. I don't know, good piece of information, good piece of intel. So I'm just defeated. I'm like, this is cool. I like doing it. But now I got to go sight in a rifle. I don't know nothing about sighting in a rifle. I've never done this thing before. Enter evil cousin Andy. Evil cousin Andy comes in. And he's not evil. I've just always called him evil cousin Andy. Evil cousin Andy comes in, my age. And goes, by the way, no, I'll get into the marrying of cousins later. But evil cousin A comes in and he goes, man, I'll take you out to my spot tomorrow. You'll use my rifle. You're good, dude. Don't worry. Like, okay. Man, that alarm goes off. Boing. I'm up and ready to roll. I'm just like, here we go. Oh, yeah, we're going deer hunting. Here we go. Look at the weather thing. I'm like 4 degrees. Holy hell. Okay. I'm borrowing someone's jacket at this point because I'm still in my damn camo pants. Evil cousin Andy rolls up in his wife's Mitsubishi Montero. That's important. His wife's white Mitsubishi Montero. Again, important. I think you know where it's going. And he's like, let's drive out to my farm, my family's farm. When they drive out to the farm, he kind of pulls off the road. And as he pulls off the road, we kind of get out and stuff like that. And I kind of go over this little hill. And I just drop. I'm like, there's a whole bunch of deer down there. He looks up. He goes, it's 3 doe. I'm like, yeah, it's a whole bunch of doe down there. He's like, okay, come on. So I still this minute don't know if you can do this or can't do this. It's Missouri. I'm like, yeah, you definitely can. Because we haven't even he's like, take a couple steps back. He's like, let's wait a little minute until they start going up the other side of that hill. And I want you to lean this time against the hood. And I want you to take your shot. Boom! Down goes Frazier. Joe just drops. And I'm like, this is awesome. I'm not waiting around for the rest of the day for a buck, something to hang on the wall. I'm like, yeah, I got my first big game down. So we jump into Montero, start boom, 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 heading on down. It dropped right by this big tree. And he goes, well, you're going to get out and shoot it again. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, you spine shot it. This is where it gets real, y'all. You don't think we're a bunch of bloodthirsty Yosemite Sam killing it as brown as down. This ain't easy part. You don't get a game down the first time. Putting it out of its misery is not fun. That just isn't. Because I will never forget this as long as I live. I went up there with my sidearm, and I looked. It looked me right in the eye. A spine shot. It was paralyzed from basically the ribs back, and it was tough. And that thing just looked at me with I just had to put it down. Did one shot, boom, done. Didn't hesitate. Wasn't sitting there. Wasn't shy about it. I made it happen. And by the way, I've been out on hunts where people just freeze in that moment, and it's the scariest thing. You're like, dude, just pull the trigger. Let's go. It was really tough, Rhonda. I appreciate you recognizing it. It was. It's still to me. I could draw a picture of it. I can see it very clearly in my mind right now, and it just adds to the respect that I have that these are actually animals. This isn't just food. This is something. We're taking a life. Either way you like it, we're taking a life. So we start field dressing this thing, right? We had fine. We had a beer in the truck. We just kind of just come along here. I mean, yeah, it was 7:30 in the morning, but it's okay. We had a beer in the truck. Jeez, dude. Oh my God. It's almost identical. It might have been, if it didn't go down in the first, I actually remind me tomorrow, you guys, I have a similar story of my Watusi. Is this almost identical to that, Brendan? Almost identical. No shade to hunters. I would never do it myself. Rhonda, I agree. I understand that. I totally get it. And in us as hunters, I don't hang out with hunters that would love that situation. I don't hang out with hunters that just want to go out and kill something. That's not who I am. It's not who I've ever been. So Evil Cousin Andy and I are field dressing this thing. We get it field dressed. And I said, okay, so how are we going to get this thing back? And he said, I've been thinking about that since you shot it. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just maybe put it on top of the Montero. Let's just put it on top of the Montero. He's like, yeah. And he's like, it's a good idea. It's a really good idea. I'm like, okay. And then what are we going to do? You have like ratchet straps or something like that? How are we going to secure it to the top of the Montero? He goes, been thinking about that since you shot it. Like, okay. He said, I got an idea. He said, let's tuck her under this tree here and let's mark it with a water bottle. And then we'll go to the barn and we'll get some rope and come back. I'm like, rock on. This is cool. So we go to the barn. This is my first time, Southern California boy, my first time in a working barn, like a barn. I'm like, holy, it looks like some horror movie to my eyes. I'm like, holy, what do you do with that thing? Well, that's what we put them in when we cut their, but I'm whoa, okay, all right. I'm looking around, chin on the floor, but it's still a cool experience. He goes, okay, man, ready to go. I'm like, cool. So we go back, bouncing right back over to the deer we now named Aquafina, because that's the bottle of water we put on to mark where she was. Aquafina. This was before you could drop a pin somewhere, things like that. You just had to just know what the hell you're doing, I guess. Thank God Evil Cousin Andy did. I mean, we get there and he's like, okay, man. He's like, you grab the front legs, I'm grabbing the back legs. And y'all, just like you scripted it. 1, 2, let's go on 3. 3. The whole Montero. I'm like, oh, damn. Woo, okay, got it up there. Holy mackerel. Whew. Sorry, old girl. And then I said, he pulls out 6 damn feet of rope. 6 feet of rope. I said, what are we going to do with 6 feet of rope? He goes, I've been thinking about that since the barn. I'm like, dude, the only thing we could do, the only thing that we can do is essentially hog tie it to the luggage rack. That's all we can do. And we can get it up the road to your aunt and uncle's house, or a little further down the road to your grandma and grandpa's house. And we can just, take it from there. We can secure it and everything's great. Okay. Off we drive. And I'm just seeing blood come down the side of this thing. And I'm like, what's your wife going to think we roll up like this? I said, when we get to your uncle's house, let's see if we can borrow his truck. He's like, that's a great idea, man. This is a great idea. Let's just do that. So we get there, we get to his uncle's house, Uncle Larry. And we knock on the door. Aunt June answers, his beautiful wife, and say, hey, is Larry here? Mike just got a deer and we want to use his truck take it over to Jim's farm. Oh no, he's down at the auction today. He's got the truck down at the auction. I'm like, we're like, okay, can we at least use your hose? We need to hose the side of this thing down because we're gonna get killed like the deer. So we just spray it down, do that kind of thing. And so then we head down the road to he calls Grandpa Harold. So knock on the door. Grandpa Harold. Nope, he's not there. His wife is, and she's mortified. She's mortified that both Harold has the truck at the auction with Larry, his son, surprising, both farmers. She's mortified she doesn't have anything prepared for us. There's no breakfast on the table. And I'm like, it's really good, Donna. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it, but we got to figure out what to do with this thing. No. Sit here. And she's lit in a nightgown and in a robe. And she throws Oreos on the table. Start with these. And she jumps to the kitchen and starts cooking breakfast. I'm like, this is an absolute trip. What's going on here? And I forget about the deer. I don't care, man. I've got some bacon and eggs. Let's go. Some biscuits and gravy. That is good. So anyway, we finish up breakfast. Hugs and kisses. Thank you so much, Don. And then we God rest her soul. God rest Harold's soul. We're like, okay, dude, we have it tied down, secured to the top. And we're just got to get it back. Just got to get it back. Let's do it. Okay. We didn't think to leave the deer in a barn, one of those two barns, and wait for a truck to come around. Nope. Didn't think about that. Didn't think of that at all. We get to the gate of my former in-law's house. And you got to understand, there's probably 300 yards of windy, beautiful, gravel, graded out meadows, ponds on each side, all the way to this little house on the prairie looking house. It's picturesque. We get to the gate and I say, Andy, how in the world are we going to get this thing past your wife? It's bleeding down the side again. He's like, I've been thinking about that since Grandma Donna's house. Like, okay, dude, we're just going to have to bite the bullet and do it. So here we did. We bite the bullet. We start just kind of going slow down the side of the thing. I'm not kidding. The deer's head is hanging off the side and it's banging against the side of the Montero. I'm like, oh my God. There is there's these giant windows in the breakfast area, in the dining area, that just look out to this picturesque, not paved way, but this is road that comes from the gate. We roll up and I'm thinking everybody's going to come out like I'm a conquering hero. They're like, Mike's first deer. Yeah. Woo. Everything's great. No one. Crickets. We're like, what in the world is going on here? My ex-sister-in-law, who at that time was, I believe, 8-ish, 7-ish, comes out of the house. She's the only one that comes out of the house and said, you made Aunt Colleen cry. I'm like, what? What do you mean? And then I remembered. I'm like, crap. She's a PETA member, right? And she was sitting apparently at the table watching us from the gate and watching this head just deer head just banging on the side of the Montero. Oh my gosh. So everybody was in there consoling her, like making sure she was sobbing apparently. I'm like, no one thought to warn her that we'd be hunting if she's coming to Missouri. Nobody thought to warn her that they hunt on this place. Go figure, they hunt on this place. 500 acres of pristine hunting land. Oh, they hunt as a shocker. Yeah. Grizz, I've never been more proud to make someone cry in my life. I'm telling you. Oh, she was anyway. So yeah. So that was the first big game. Mm-hmm. Every time I see somebody try to tie something with a small rope, I'm like, do you guys understand how much cordage I have in my trailer and in my truck? And it's probably because of that. The PTSD of hog tying a deer to the top of a Mitsubishi Montero after we did the whole. Too much fun. Oh no, but she did eat. Yeah, Guillermo. I'm telling you this. Yeah, she wouldn't eat bacon, but she would eat like eggs and fish. And I'm like, you're not a vegetarian, you weirdo. Yeah, Evil cousin Amy seems not to think things through. He doesn't have a plan. But in Missouri, there's not really plans in the Midwest. In the farm life, it's just even out here in the West Valley of Phoenix. I mean, it's not really plans. There's just, I think we could do it. I mean, look at Slavo. Slavo took my trailer out and the damn axle snapped. And he was like, I'm not going to limp this thing somewhere. I'm not going to drag it somewhere. I'm going to grab some ratchet straps. I'm going to put this thing back together and I'm going to drive this thing 9 hours home. It's just, you just have this kind of can-do attitude that I dig about the Midwest, and I dig about farmers. Cousin seems to do a lot of thinking and then waits until after puts the plan in action. Oh, sure. It'll work out. It'll work out. They just have a weird, it's just a different vibe, you know, in the Midwest. It's like, instead of like, hey, let's go see if we can find some deer. Let's go see what we can't see. Huh? Let's go see if we can't find some deer. Can't? What? Yeah. Used to could is my favorite word in the Midwest. Used to could. Yeah. Do you think you can get up to the top of that hill? I used to could. Used to could. 3-hour video going up tomorrow. You have a 3-hour video. Rock on. Saw deer hunters heading back south in New Hampshire, Mass, etc., with no deer, but a rabbit tied to the top of their car trunk. Successful hunt. The hunters have returned. We have returned with the meat. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. You guys are the best. Yeah, but thanks for humoring me. It's been a while since I've told that story, and I got to tell you, I am. I think yeah, that started me along my journey to, I want to do this forever. I just want to hunt. This is too much fun. This story will last forever. And again, as I always say, the fun is hard work. Your best stories are the ones that are the craziest, the mishaps, the misadventures, the mistakes. Those are the best stories that you'll be telling for the rest of your life. And I do assure you this. I actually cut that down for time restraint. There was more to it. I did not embellish in that story. I promise I did not embellish once in that story. Yeah, it's not a fish story. It is not grown. It didn't have to. To me, it's just too much of a fun story. All right, kids. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will get you your bonus FAFO from last week that did not play. I will lead the show with that tomorrow right here on The Go Show. Celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state, nation, and world that we live in. Y'all the best. See you tomorrow.